Have you ever woken up in a cold sweat, heart racing, trying to shake off the terrifying images of a nightmare? Maybe you were falling endlessly, being chased by something unseen, or standing frozen as something terrible unfolded before you. Nightmares can feel random, even meaningless. But what if I told you they might be trying to tell you something? Our minds don't just create fear out of nowhere. Nightmares are often reflections of hidden worries, unresolved emotions, or things we push deep into our subconscious. They can be messages, distorted and dramatic, yes, but messages nonetheless. And if we learn to understand them, they can actually help us, rather than just scare us. So, let's dive into the hidden meaning behind your nightmares, starting with one of the most common and unsettling dreams, being chased. Have you ever had that dream where something or someone is after you, and no matter how fast you run, you can't escape? This is one of the clearest signs that your subconscious is trying to get your attention. Being chased in a dream often represents something in your waking life that you're avoiding. Maybe a difficult decision, a problem you don't want to face, or even a truth about yourself that feels too uncomfortable to accept. The key to understanding this nightmare is to ask yourself, what am I running from in real life? Facing that fear, instead of suppressing it, can often make the nightmare stop. Then there's the classic nightmare of falling, plunging through darkness with nothing to hold on to. It jolts you awake in seconds, leaving you shaken. This dream is usually tied to feelings of loss of control. Maybe you're going through a major life change, like a job loss, financial struggles, or a relationship on the rocks. Falling in a dream can reflect that overwhelming fear of not knowing where you'll land. Your mind is showing you, in the most dramatic way possible, that you're feeling unstable. The best way to ease this nightmare? Find small ways to regain control in your daily life. Whether that's organizing your schedule, setting realistic goals, or simply reminding yourself that uncertainty doesn't mean disaster. Now that we've explored what it means to be chased and to fall, let's move on to another nightmare that holds a deeper meaning. Another nightmare that haunts many people is a feeling of being trapped, whether in a locked room, a collapsing building, or even inside your own body, unable to move or call for help. This is one of the most suffocating dreams, and often reflects a deeper emotional reality. Feeling trapped in a nightmare usually points to feeling stuck in real life. Maybe you're in a job that drains you, a relationship that no longer fulfills you, or a situation where you feel powerless to change things. Your mind is screaming for freedom, and the more you ignore it while awake, the louder it speaks when you sleep. If this nightmare keeps happening, ask yourself, what in my life is making me feel confined? What choices am I avoiding because they seem too difficult or scary? Even taking one small step toward change, like having an honest conversation, setting boundaries, or exploring new possibilities, can be enough to start shifting the dream. And then there's the nightmare of losing your teeth. It might sound strange, but many people experience this one. Teeth crumbling, falling out, or being ripped from their mouths. It's unsettling, almost too vivid. And when you wake up, you can't shake the feeling that something is deeply wrong. This dream often connects to feelings of insecurity, self-doubt, or fear of losing control over your life or appearance. It can also reflect concerns about communication. Maybe there's something you wish you could say but feel unable to express. Pay attention to when this nightmare happens. Is it during times when you feel more self-conscious, stressed, or overwhelmed by big life changes? Your subconscious could be highlighting an area where you need to reclaim confidence, whether that's in your career, relationships, or personal identity. Now that we explore the nightmares of being trapped and losing teeth, let's uncover another common fear that plays out in our dreams. Few nightmares are as deeply unsettling as dreaming about death, whether it's your own, a loved one's, or even something more symbolic, like the world ending around you. These dreams can leave you shaken for hours after waking, haunted by the images and emotions they stirred up. But despite how terrifying they feel, death-related nightmares don't usually predict anything literal. Instead, they often symbolize transformation, endings, and new beginnings. Dreaming of your own death, for example, can represent a part of your life that's coming to a close. Maybe you're outgrowing a certain mindset, leaving behind old habits, or facing a significant life transition. It's your subconscious showing you that change is happening, whether you're ready for it or not. The fear in the dream comes from resistance to that change, but in reality, it may be exactly what you need to move forward. On the other hand, if you dream about the death of someone close to you, it doesn't necessarily mean harm will come to them. More often, it reflects a shift in your relationship with that person. Maybe you're growing apart, worried about losing your connection, or sensing that something between you is different. These dreams can be painful, but they can also serve as reminders to appreciate the people in our lives while we have them, to reconnect, or let go of toxic relationships that no longer serve us. And then there's the nightmare of the world ending. Fires raging, floods sweeping everything away, cities crumbling into chaos. This apocalyptic imagery often represents feelings of being overwhelmed, out of control, or anxious about the future. Maybe life feels unpredictable right now, or you're carrying the weight of personal or global worries. The destruction in your dream is your mind's way of processing fear and uncertainty. Instead of seeing it as a sign of doom, recognize it as an invitation to find grounding in your waking life. Whether that means simplify your routine, focusing on what you can control, or seeking peace amidst the chaos. By now, you can probably see a pattern. Our nightmares, as terrifying as they are, aren't random. They're mirrors, reflecting the emotions, fears, and struggles we may not always acknowledge during the day. But understanding them is only the first step. Next, we need to talk about what you can actually do to take back control of your dreams and turn these nightmares into something less frightening, and maybe even something powerful. Now that we understand what our nightmares might be trying to tell us, the next step is learning how to take back control. Because here's the truth: your mind isn't working against you. Even the most terrifying dreams are, in some way, an attempt to help you process emotions, fears, and unresolved thoughts. And once you start paying attention, you can actually change the way these nightmares affect you. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through lucid dreaming, the ability to realize you're dreaming while inside the dream. It might sound complicated, but with practice, it's possible. Keeping a dream journal is a great place to start. Write down your nightmares as soon as you wake up, even if the details are blurry. Over time, you'll start noticing patterns. Once you recognize a recurring nightmare, you can train yourself to question it while dreaming. The next time you find yourself running, falling, or feeling trapped, you might just stop and realize, wait, I've seen this before. That moment of awareness can be enough to shift the dream. Another approach is visualization before bed. Instead of fearing your nightmare, imagine facing it with confidence. If you're always running from something in your dream, visualize yourself turning around and standing your ground. If you're falling, imagine wings appearing at your back. If you're trapped, picture yourself breaking free. This kind of mental rehearsal can make a huge difference when the dream actually happens. And finally, remember that what happens during the day influences what happens at night. High stress, lack of sleep, and unresolved emotions can make nightmares more frequent. Taking care of your mental well-being through mindfulness, deep breathing, or simply allowing yourself to process emotions in a healthy way can help reduce their intensity. Your subconscious won't have to scream for attention if you're already listening. So the next time you wake up from a nightmare, don't just shake it off and forget about it. Take a moment to ask yourself, what was my mind trying to tell me? What emotions or fears might be hiding beneath the surface? Because nightmares, as terrifying as they seem, aren't just there to scare you. They're a doorway to understanding yourself on a deeper level. And once you start unlocking that door, you might just find that your dreams, both the good and the bad, can guide you in ways you never imagined. If this video helped you see your nightmares in a new way, let me know in the comments. Have you ever had a dream that seemed to carry a deeper meaning? And if you want more content on the fascinating world of dreams, psychology, and the subconscious mind, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. There's so much more to explore, and I can't wait to take this journey with you. Until next time, sleep well. And remember, even the darkest dreams can lead to the brightest awakenings.